Bringing people and communities together on seclosounds.org.
Your listening station.
This week's show is all about Miami. Find out what you can see and do at this famous city. That's coming up on the Guinn Travel Show on seclosounds.org. Hello and welcome to the Guinn Travel Show on seclosounds.org. My guest this week is Guillaume Post from First PR. He's been on a few times in the last few weeks telling us about various destinations. His company covers quite a few, and if you need to know anything about it, he's the person to speak to. So we're going to find out what you can see and do in Miami. During the course of the conversation, we're going to find out which beaches are quiet, if any, what it's like on spring break, and of course, if it's family friendly and what you can see and do there. We're going to start off now by finding out how you actually get there, if there's any direct flights going from the UK to Miami.
There's lots of flights going to Miami these days, but the main airport for the UK would be London Heathrow. They used to have some flights from Gatwick, but nowadays it's Heathrow that has the American Airlines flight, the British Airways, Virgin goes from there, etc. We've got. It's worth mentioning that we've got a Thomas Cook charter flight from Manchester. That is pretty new, and we also have a. Don't know if you've heard about the Norwegian airline, but so it's a low-cost airline, no frills, no thrills. But they're flying from Gatwick to Fort Lauderdale. So it's not Miami, but it's very close to it. It's the neighboring area,
so
just north of Miami.
So there is a low-cost option as well. That's handy.
Yeah, there's a few options. I mean, the usual suspects, BA and Virgin, they've got great services. It takes 9 hours, so it's not as close as maybe you would think it is. And if you remember, a few weeks ago we did Seattle and Washington State. It's the same flight time, which is quite surprising for some people when you think about it and the geography of the United States.
Yep, if you could see me now, you could be seeing my surprise face. Yes.
Yeah.
We all know Miami's a city, but there's beaches there as well. How many beaches are there in the Miami area?
Lots.
As many as that.
I mean, yeah, many. You can't really. I mean, yeah. If I had to give a number, I would say, maybe 10. But it's very difficult to define. We define the beaches as the sort of neighborhoods or area. So it could be Sunny Isles Beach, could be Bar Harbor, could be Surfside. It's a long stretch. So you've got that sort of island stretch that goes north to south from Fort Lauderdale all the way to Key Biscayne. And of course, the most famous one is the area called South Beach, which is the southern part of the southern area of Miami Beach, of that long stretch along Collins Avenue, which is the main road. So it's about 9 miles long from north to south.
You said they're defined by the different areas. Are there many differences between them, or is it all just sand and sea?
It's mostly, it is sand and sea. It depends. Well, I would say it would be defined by the hotel you're staying at or the area. For example, one of the biggest bestsellers or best-selling hotels we've got in the UK is the Fontainebleau Hotel, for example. So it's not in South Beach. It's not in well, it's on Miami Beach. It's about a 15-minute drive from South Beach to get to the Fontainebleau Hotel. So you would define, the beach you're on by the hotel you're staying at, for example. Some are more family friendly, some are more, luxury, like in Bar Harbor. So yeah, it depends where you are on that long stretch.
Gary Fitz here, every Monday, 10 o'clock.
Coming up, we've got Eric and Ernie.
Join me here on Seclo Sounds.
In your smile. This from 1975, Eric and Ernie were four...
Gary, it's not Eric and Ernie, it's Earl and Ernie, the Cape Brothers, Union Man.
Oh, I see.
Gary Fitz here, every Monday, 10 o'clock.
Earl and Ernie.
You're listening to the John Guinn Travel Show on seclosounds.org. So we found out there's plenty of beaches in Miami, but what about if you want somewhere a bit quiet, or is it actually safe to go into the sea? Well, we're now going to find out.
All along, if you are in that part of South Beach where you have the Ocean Drive, very famous, road at the end of South Beach. It's a pretty good one, pretty good place to relax and do some people watching. Anywhere else up north, again, as I said, a couple of blocks north of South Beach. If you are along the likes of the Surf Comber Hotel, the Palms Hotel, anywhere on that stretch is nice. There's not a particularly best place. There are so many different stretches of sand and sea. So it's fine. I would say in along Ocean Drive, etc., down to Nikki Beach, the bar, for example, it can get less quiet. So, as I said, if you go, a couple of blocks, 3 blocks north of Ocean Drive, then you're fine.
Okay. There's I've seen lots of pictures, and there's loads of sand and stuff. But how safe is it actually to go into the sea? Is it pretty choppy, or is it quite calm?
No, it's very calm. You won't you won't get the 10-foot waves and surfing, but no, it's very safe to swim, and a year-round destination for that as well, because it is a tropical climate. So you get it's not. Nowadays, in December, January, it's probably the best time of year to go. In terms of temperature, because it's a constant 25. It's not very humid. It's very pleasant, and the sea is nice too as well. So it stays at the same temperature all year round. July, August would be the months where it gets sticky, sweaty, sort of humid. 90-100% humidity, and it's pretty hot.
Yeah.
So yeah, very safe. Nothing to fear in the sea. It's very popular for diving as well, for scuba diving. So and there are lots of dive spots where you can go, it's a very good one.
Okay.
Just off the a couple of miles off South Beach.
I didn't realise it was a good place to go diving as well. So,
yeah, it's a very good spot. We've got lots of different companies taking you scuba diving. There's a sort of a very famous dive spot where you can go and dive along the ships. There's sort of a park. It's not a park, but a very famous dive spot.
All cities are divided into areas. How many areas are there that make up Miami?
I would say 35, but I am not going to name all of them.
Okay.
That would be the whole of the different neighborhoods in Miami. I mean, it is a large city. Miami Airport would be, the second largest airport in the U.S. It's got lots of traffic. Then we are also famous, the city of Miami, for being the cruise capital of the world, with all the cruises to the Caribbean and lots of cruise lines from the port of Miami. So it is a large city, and it is defined by all these different neighborhoods, with the most famous beings out of the 35. You probably heard of Ventura, because it's a large there's a large mall there. Bar Harbor is very famous. This is very uber luxury. Sunny Isles is quite famous. Miami Beach is one designation as well. South Beach and Key Biscayne and downtown and Coconut Grove and Coral Gables, Little Havana. So lots. Doral, which is quite famous too. So lots of different names that you've heard and maybe associated with Miami are in fact neighborhoods. So it's very very widespread.
35 is a
out.
lot. I didn't realise it was as much as 35 either.
Yeah.
You're listening to the John Guinn Travel Show on seclosounds.org. Still to come on the show, travel news, including a story about a new route flying from London Luton Airport, although I'll probably pronounce it wrong. As you know, I can't pronounce most words. I've had Guillaume on my show for the third time now, and I'm still not confident I can pronounce his name correctly. Sometimes it's better be a writer than a speaker. I'm the living, walking proof of that. Anyway, Guillaume is here talking about Miami. We found out how easy it is to get to and about the beaches. And we're now going to find out a little bit more, such as which is the best area for tourists to stay, and a bit more about the Art Deco area.
I would have to answer. The quick answer would be South Beach, because that's the most popular spot. That's what we're gonna touch on that a little bit after that with the Art Deco. But that's the iconic Miami, with all these buildings. So that's a good option. It's lots and lots of hotels, bars and restaurants and things to do, etc. So all the signs, the Delano, all the different buildings that the Colony, Ocean Drive, everything that you've seen in movies, in different TV series, etc. You would find in South Beach as the icons of Miami, and of course the beach. But other than that, further up on Miami Beach is a good option to stay if you maybe don't or are afraid of the noise levels that could be around Ocean Drive, etc. So that could be a good option. And then of course it's downtown Miami, which has grown in terms of hosting visitors for the past 5 years quite drastically. Back 10 years ago or 15 years ago, you would have people saying, "Oh, no, there's no particular reason to go to downtown." Now we've got so many hotels. It's a completely different area to where it was 10, 15, 20 years ago. Back in the days of Miami Vice, etc. But it's Yeah, so we've got lots of different hotels and